If you got too emotionally invested into a situationship that's now over, this is how you're going to detach your emotions. I am someone that used to get my emotions attached so quick. Number one, you need to accept that you may not ever get the closure that you're looking for. Stop waiting for a huge apology. Stop waiting for a huge conversation, because most of the time you're not going to get it. It's over whether you get a conversation, an apology or not. So once you realize that, it'll be so much easier to detach your emotion. Two, stop staying caught up on what could have been so good and such a good relationship, but it didn't end up that way. So you just have to get over it. Three, do not lie to yourself and hype this person up in your head and you lost such a good person, this and that. You simply didn't. So keep track of every bad thing that occurred and know that you're not missing out on anything good. Number four, and the most important step in my head, is to cut communication. It is so hard to detach your feelings from someone when you're still talking to them. Your mind is going to be on them 24/7 if you're still communicating with them. Especially in college, it's hard enough when you're already seeing that person out or at school. So cut communication or you're literally not getting over that. Last but not least, focus on the future and what you can become for another person. You keep self-affirming the fact that there is someone out there that is going to give you everything that you deserve. Really don't have time to waste dwelling on someone that didn't give a shit. It'll be so much easier to detach from it. Not wasting our energy around here.
Hey. Greetings, this is Murray, Locke the Bounty Hunter's emergency throat parasite AI voice program. Locke's throat parasites are currently suing Locke for breach of contract, so he's stuck in intergalactic space court. So I will be continuing with today's thrilling episode. Now, I hate to break it to you, sister, but your time and energy, yeah, they're both thoroughly wasted. If you were actually serious about trying to find something of actual substance, then you never would have gotten into a situationship in the first place. But you already fell into all of the pitfalls, the booby traps, and the emotional ambushes. And the sad part is that they were all so blatantly obvious that you ignored the red flags, the bad signs, and all of those bright pink neon lights that said jumping into Chad's bed were all a terrible idea. But you ignored them because he was hot, and you lack all forms of common sense. Now sure, what you're saying would be good advice, but you're only learning them after you got your emotional damage. So it's going to fall on deaf ears. You've gotten out of one situationship, and it's just going to land yourself into several more, because that's the only way you're going to be able to feel anything. You'll justify your actions and tell yourself it's completely different this time, because the dude doesn't wear ankle socks, or he owns an iPhone instead of an Android, and the cycle is just going to continue, because you refuse to know any better. You're done screwed up, woman, and the situationship is the best you'll ever be able to get in your life.
You blew it. Capiche?
God will give you what you want when you start acting like you are ready to receive it. Until you show him that you are ready to handle what he wants to give you, you're not going to get it. We're his children. He does not want to give us something that he thinks we are not ready to have. If there's something you really, really want and you feel like, why am I not getting it yet? I want this so bad. Start thinking about what you are doing in your life that is not leading it to this thing. Are you living a life that would make God happy? Are you making choices that make God happy? Are you valuing and being grateful for what God has already given you? I always say this, but we spend so much time fixing our bodies, fixing our appearance, and very, very little time fixing our souls. And I think once you start working on your soul, you start to see the beauty in what you already have. And when you are grateful for what you have, God will give you more. When he feels you're going to use what he gives you for good, he will give you more. But until then, he's going to make you wait. That is all.
Blasphemer!
Locke has said it before, and he'd say it again if he wasn't bogged down by litigation. He's not a Brobel scholar, so it's not a wise idea to be speaking on behalf of the bro in the sky or his plans for you. You're acting like going to church is somehow attached with a rewards program, that if you accumulate enough points, then you get a house, a husband, children, and all of those things. But it really doesn't work that way. Now, for any of you fine gentlemen or gents who are knowledgeable in the subject, feel free to chime in below. But I personally feel if what this broad was saying was true, then the Book of Job wouldn't be a thing in the Brobel. But then again, this is clearly a born-again modern woman who thinks a baptismal makes her hymen magically regrow and completely nullifies all of her past actions. Now don't get me wrong, you should be doing the best you can as a person. Try to make the right decisions. Forgive transgressors, forgive yourself, but also accept that your actions have consequences that you must live with for the rest of your life, because the goal is eternal life in heaven, not cash and prizes in the material world. And this self-indulgent rant of hers just tells us that whole tiny little inconvenient truth is going way over her balding head.
Okay, God! Let me have it!
If you have a gym crush, you just need to admit to yourself that you're stupid. Just put stupid on your forehead. Write it across, okay? Don't have a gym crush. These men out here be acting single and they're not single. It's like so weird. I'm like, who was in the wrong here? Me? Like, do I have that crazy level of delusion? Or are you just a bad man and you have an ego and you want girls, women, I don't know, to stare at you and think you're single? And a lot of these men don't be wearing rings. A lot of people don't get married anymore. And then all of a sudden they show up with their significant other and you're like, okay. It's like it's not even like surprising anymore. I'm like, oh. Gotta find another one. Gotta find another gym crush. I don't get it. These guys out there.
You stupid.
Woman, we're all glad you said it so we didn't have to. You are stupid. You saw a hot guy at the gym and immediately felt entitled to him because he's attractive and you're desperately lonely. Now you're asking who's in the wrong here, and it's you. You're in the wrong because you saw a hot guy at the gym and immediately assumed he was single. Because apparently there's some form of code of conduct a kept man must have when he's at the gym, working out and minding his own business. What exactly were you expecting? For him to hold up a gigantic sign in between sets to leave him alone because he has a girlfriend? Well, if he did that, you just shame him anyway for bragging that he's in a relationship. And you're at the point where your three cats don't want anything to do with you outside of warmth for them to steal and food for them to consume. You know that gym crushes are stupid. There's no plane of existence in the infinite parallel universes that exist where you get with your gym crush. It's a statistical impossibility that can't even accidentally happen when infinity is taken into account. And you're just butthurt that this guy forced you a hefty tablespoon of reality down your gullet, and you think your solution is to just find another gym crush. Well, good luck on that one, sister. You're stupid and stupid. Always insist on making the same mistake every single time.
Your intellect is as weak as your dollar. Failure is your destiny. You disrespect yourself and your nation. You are made of stupid.
Do not ask me to hang out during the week. I go to work and then I come home. The only places I am going after work are the gym and then home to my home to cook dinner and take a shower and sit on the couch. I do not have the social, mental, emotional, physical ability to do anything during the week when I have to get up and go to work the next day. Especially now that it's colder and getting darker earlier, you will not catch me out at a public location during the week. I'm so sorry. I wish I could do it. I see people out on Tuesdays at dinners and things, and I'm like, wow, could never be me. So unfortunately, I will not be at your birthday dinner on a Wednesday night. I can't do it. It's a me problem. It's nothing personal to you. I need to be home. And I need to psych myself up to go to work the next day.
Cool.
This information has been received, and I have transmitted it on Locke's ledger. Rest assured, lady, Locke will never invite you to any casual shindig he's holding during the week or on the weekend. And he'll make sure to not show up to your birthdays or whatever house parties you throw whenever you're painfully lonely or need attention. Now, if you're too exhausted during the week to do anything that doesn't involve going to the gym or eating your supper as you watch reality television, then congratulations. You're a single, childless adult living in Western society. That doesn't make you special. That just makes you a grown-up, but we all get why you're doing it. You have nothing going for you in life. You live alone, work a full-time job, and you use your weekends to get your chores done that you're not willing to do during the week. And the mere idea of you having a life is so overwhelming that you need to tell the entire planet to never invite you anywhere for any reason. Well, okay, you twisted our arms on this one. You got it. We'll leave you alone to your mundane life, sweetheart. We'll leave you to what you do best, which appears to be nothing, huh?
You're boring! You're fucking dull! You have nothing to say! You are a one-hived mind twat waffle!
So last night, a guy ended things with me because he said he was in love with another girl, and he said that he doesn't want to date a hot girl because it's too intimidating for him, because he has this fear that the hot girl is going to have too many options and leave him for a hotter guy. What? I don't know if he was just trying to like let me down easy and just be like, oh, you're too hot, like I can't date you, or if he was like opening up to me and like telling me something very vulnerable. But I didn't know that was a thing. Like, apparently men don't date women because they're too intimidating for them. I'm so perturbed.
Woman, your head is either so thick that it can't be explained by medical science, or you're just in so much denial that modern women should be taking notes. It's fairly obvious what's going on here. He was trying to soften the blow because you were merely the placeholder. You see, you were going after a dude who has multiple options, and you were option number 3. The woman he actually wanted was unavailable for whatever reason, be it scheduling, going through a breakup, or whatever, and you were a warm body that was available. You fell into the dreaded "you'll do" category. He doesn't think you're hot, and he doesn't find you intimidating. If you were intimidating, he wouldn't bother with you, because you're too much of a pain in the ass. He was merely telling you what you wanted to hear, to reduce the amount of emotional shrapnel he'd have to take, thanks to your rampant entitlement and uncontrollable emotions. Now, this is even if this whole scenario happened at all. The dudes you want don't normally have to put in that much effort to get rid of you. Typically speaking, the preferred strategy is to cancel a date last minute, ghost you, and move on to the next chick. So, your story is holding a minimum of 50% bull hockey. And yes, you should be thanking me for giving you that generous of an estimate.
Dating for me in LA has been insane. I don't understand, because I have my shit together. I have my own business. I make good money. I take care of myself. I don't drink. I'm very emotionally regulated. I've been working on myself for 13 years. I'm not crazy. I don't have like any crazy toxic behaviors that I can think of anymore.
Liar! Liar! Liar!
So I just don't know. I don't know if dating in LA is just like the worst, like everyone says, and I've been trying to like be positive and be like, I don't know about that, but last night was crazy. That I'm like, okay, I think I'm just gonna focus on myself and make TikToks, and yeah, really, really interesting.
Woman, just because you pay far too much money to complain to a therapist doesn't mean that you've done a lot of work on yourself. It's all in the language that you're using, darling. You don't have any crazy or toxic behaviors that you can think of anymore, which implies that you still have them. You just deny them and act like they don't exist. It's not the city that you're living in, or the men that inhabit those cities. You just went on a narcissistic rant where you're slathering on war paint and blaming the men of Los Angeles while saying you're going to focus on yourself and your obviously failing TikTok career. Those are not the words of a well-rounded adult. All you've really done is taken the entire mess of your life and you tried to sweep it under the rug. The only problem is that the mess is so massive that there's a massive pile of emotional damage underneath that rug. The guy saw that and wasn't sure if what was there were psychological problems or the body of the last dude you porked, and he wasn't about to implicate himself in either one. Not only would it have been too much trouble for it was worth, it probably would have involved law enforcement intervention either way, and he got the hell out of Dodge before the sirens could be within earshot.
I just watched a video of someone saying, stop dating people and start dating timelines. When you are dating a person, you are not just dating the human. You are dating the timeline and the frequency that they are on. We live in a world of infinite possibilities. There's infinite possibilities in the quantum field. There's not just one person that you're meant to end up with. There's not just one timeline that you're supposed to be on. You get to choose by the frequency, by the energy that you emit, and by the choices and free will that you make in your life. You have to start understanding that the person that you date, the person that you build an intimate relationship with, is not just about the human and what they can offer you and the chemistry and the compatibility, but it's the timeline that they are on. This is why someone could be in a long-term relationship with someone and then break up with the person, and then out of nowhere, they're glowing up, they're traveling, they're getting new opportunities, new people are coming into their life, because that person that they were in a relationship with was on this timeline and the other person was on this timeline.
Full disclosure, gentlemen and gents. I am merely activated when throat parasites infect Locke. But I am not an expert when it comes to string theory, quantum mechanics, or the parallel universe theory. But we did see every single episode of Quantum Leap, and by law, that makes us bigger experts on this subject than this specimen. Woman, in less than 60 seconds, you contradicted yourself. You can't say that you are free to make choices of your own free will while also talking about timelines. You're implying that the timelines are a subject of fate, and I know that the English language ain't exactly your strong suit, but you can't have free will and fate in the same sentence. It doesn't work that way, and this is made even worse when you're clearly going through a breakup and are parroting another TikTok video, and you can't even refer to your core demographic. You've referred to the men in your life as humans. It's a vain attempt to try and mask who you're talking about. If you're dehumanizing the very same people in your life by not even properly referring to their own genderisms, then you've clearly lost the plot, and there's no hope for you. But hey, what do I know? I didn't watch a 90-second TikTok video that tries to use quantum mechanics to justify breaking up with a dude.
And this is why I believe that spiritual work and inner work is your biggest protection in dating. When you understand and you put God and the universe at the forefront of your relationships, you will be protected from people on a lower timeline than you. It's kind of the same as settling. Sometimes people settle, and it's not just about the life that you're settling for or the relationship that you're settling for, it's actually the timeline that you're settling for. So if you as a person are committed to being on your highest timeline of abundance, of freedom, of evolution, of joy, of love, of peace, then you have to also start dating from that energy. You have to start looking at the people that you're dating, not just as another human that you have attraction to or compatibility, but asking yourself, is this person on the same timeline as me? Is this person on the same level of growth as me? Is this person going to pull me up to higher versions of myself or take me down to a lower timeline than I am already on?
Well, I hate to break it to you, but there is no big lie. There is no system. The universe is indifferent.
Yeah, those questions are irrelevant because you don't know what you're talking about. In order to understand the concepts that you're babbling about, you either need a PhD in theoretical physics, or you need to be a straight-up demigod, and the only PhD you can get in life is from the University of Stupidity. And the last time I checked, you're not Gordon Freeman, which within itself is kind of terrifying. The only way for what you're saying to make any kind of sense is if you know this timeline, you know where the timeline leads, and it would pretty much give you the gift of foresight. And let's think about this for a second. If you can see into the future, you're not trying to stop global nuclear conflict. You're not trying to jumpstart the cures for diseases or even win the lottery. You're claiming to use it to meet humans. And from the looks of it, you can't even get that right. So even if you were able to read in between the lines of the infinite wisdom of the universe, you're not doing anything of any use with that knowledge anyway, which just proves that even with all of this useful information, you're not going to do anything with it, because there's no point in giving useful information to a woman who's so painfully useless. Special shout out to the fine members of the Bounty Board over on Patreon. If these guys could, we all know that they'd be sitting in on the throat parasite trial for Locke's life at this very moment. And if he were here right now, he'd be singing every single one of your praises. All hail. And if you're interested in supporting the channel, check out the Bounty Board over on Patreon, where Locke has almost 100 videos worth of exclusive content that you're not going to find on YouTube, including the coveted Locke Files Noir comedy series, for absolutely free. The link is in the pinned comment down below. And that's going to do it for today's video. Gentlemen and gents, as always, if you find that throat parasite trials are a load of crap, then be sure to hit that like and subscribe button. Ring the notification bell, leave comments, and make sure to give the good old-fashioned middle finger to the YouTube algorithm. Thank you once again for checking out the new video, and until next time, peace out, homies.